People have been working with 3D for more than 100 years. When two almost identical pictures were looked at through a stereoscopic viewer, depth was added to the usual flat, still photograph. But the technique of 3D has come a long way since those early days, from a little picture a few inches square to an immense screen in a specially built cinema, 10 times the size of any normal film. The technology needed to put that image on the screen has also changed dramatically. The National Film Board of Canada supervised the design of this sophisticated 3D rig, in which two gyro-stabilized 70mm cameras are carried by the most modern suspension technology known to science. The cameras, though moving, must be as steady as if they were sitting on a tripod, so that in the 3D cinema, this horse's head will appear to be hovering out over the heads of the audience. To screen this film, which is called Transitions, a special theater has been built at British Columbia's Expo 86. The cinema is part of the stylized ship-like Canadian pavilion that sits on a pier in Vancouver Harbor. "3D requires two cameras, one for the right eye and one for the left eye. Each has its own magazine containing 1,000 feet of film, enough to run for only 3 minutes. The two lenses are precisely matched, and a small video camera is fitted for use as a monitor by the film crew. Because of the great size of the cameras, they cannot sit side by side and still be only 2.5 inches apart like human eyes. But a means has been found to mount the cameras at right angles. This is done by using a semi-transparent two-way mirror. The lens for the right eye camera sits behind this mirror and looks through it. The left eye lens is reflected in the mirror from above, at exactly the distance required from the other eye. The two cameras work in perfect synchronization. With a single remote control, the rig can be moved in any direction, panning side to side, tilting up and down. And with one dial focusing, the lenses operate together. After 2 years of research, the assembly is taken out for the first test run. The huge cameras are delicately suspended on 3 air cushions that must absorb all jiggling and uneven movement. The trial is a great success. The video monitor shows that vibration has been entirely eliminated, but strong crosswinds on the day have caused unacceptable side movement. A specially built wind housing is fitted, and inside that, the cameras work perfectly. The crew is now ready to start shooting the first ever 3D 70mm IMAX film. Fully assembled, the heavy camera rig is worth over $500,000, and all of it is designed and built in Canada. This is the only camera assembly of its type in the world. So as the film crew hauls it across the length and breadth of the country, they are always aware that if they drop or damage it, there are no substitutes. They would make their film with this camera assembly or not at all. After a few months, the crew's caution has turned to confidence, and they've discovered the camera rig can be used almost anywhere.
We can't come back. Okay, Frank, get in, come out. Yeah, no, yeah.
By the time the shooting is over, the crew is certain they've created a new type of film experience unmatched by anything in the past. The large 70mm film poses unique projection problems. For one thing, the sheer volume of film used is far greater than in any other system. The film lies flat, but once in place, it never has to be moved. There is very little wear and tear on the film itself, so it can be played over and over for months on end with very little adjustment. Of course, 3D requires two projectors, one for each eye, standing side by side. In the 3D version, this cut timber will seem to burst out over the heads of the audience. For the National Film Board director Colin Lowe and 3D expert Ernie McNabb, this film is the culmination of years of experimental work.
Holding right on.
Transitions will be a feature of the Canadian exhibit at Expo throughout the summer of 1986.
Mondays after midnight, join CKVR for hilarious classic comedy with that adorable talking horse, Mr. Ed. Wilbur Post is a young architect who moves out to the country where he meets the talkative Palomino, Mr. Ed. Don't miss the laughs Mondays after midnight on classic television, CKVR.